Okay, so my last screen recording that I tried to do on how to scan documents to a PDF with your phone didn't have any audio, so let's try this again, take two. The first method I'm going to show you for scanning a document with your phone is using the Notes app if you have an iPhone. And you can't just go into any folder, you have to use the On My iPhone. So I'm going to use Notes on my iPhone. I'm going to create a new note. And I'm going to click on the camera button and then scan documents. Okay. I don't have math worksheets or anything laying around my house, so I'm just using this lovely coloring sheet. And it is really confusing my scanner. Okay, so I couldn't have picked a worse situation. So, but this is a worst case scenario. This sheet was on a white background, more contrast to give you more a better quality image. But you can drag the corners so that it lines up. Okay, and when you get it the way you want, you can click on Keep Scan. And there you have your PDF. So now I'm going to open that and I'm going to send it. I'm going to say Done, Save, and then I'm going to send that to my Google Drive. And that is one way you can scan a document to a PDF. You're just using your phone. Another method is to actually use your email. So I'm going to create a new email message. And I want to email this to myself. Scan. If you are a teacher that is doing recordings or providing content for the ILE teachers, this is one way you can scan those worksheets and send them to them rather quickly. Okay. Now, once you're in your email, there's this little less than symbol or arrow pointing to the left, whatever you want to call it, but that opens up a menu. Okay, and this next to the last button there, that's a scan document button. So I can scan this. Let me see if I can't do a slightly better job than I did before. All those lines on that coloring sheet is really confusing it. Okay, you still get the option to drag the corners. I did a much better job that time. Okay, keep scan. And it puts it right in your email. I'm going to save. There it is. And now I can send it to my... Okay, so I am in my demo classroom as a teacher. So I've just scanned a PDF with my phone, saved that to my Google Drive. So I'm going to go to classwork and I'm going to create an assignment. Now, if you'll notice, Cami assignment has come up here now. That's using a program called Cami, and I will show you that in just a second. But as far as a teacher assigning a PDF, you just want to create an assignment. So I'm going to call this coloring sheet. And I'm going to add the attachment from my Google Drive. And let me see. There it is, that scanned document. I'm going to insert. And this is important. I'm going to make a different copy for each student. Okay. And I'm going to assign that to my one and only student, me. I'm not going to take it for a grade, no due date. I'm not going to make let's say it's a resource. Okay. You may want to put instructions for using Kami. If you haven't practiced that with your kids. Use Kami to color the sheet. Okay. And you can schedule that for later, save it as a draft. I'm going to go ahead and assign it to myself. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to the student. I've opened up the student account, and this is to show you what the student will see. And if you are a student watching this shows you how to complete an assignment using Kami. So I'm going to go to the assignment, the coloring sheet. Okay. Use Kami to color the sheet. So I'm going to click on that assignment. And you'll notice here it says open with Kami. So I'm going to do that now and open with Kami. No thanks. Don't need it to recognize any text. And I've got my tools over here. You got all kinds of different tools that you can use. Highlighters. I'm just going to use a drawing tool. Really cool if they had a paint fill button, but they don't. Okay. I could type on it if I wanted to. I love to color, and I typed that it's kind of light, so I'm going to change my font, make it bigger. Can move that around. So this is a PDF, but it allows students to type, write, draw, whatever on top of the image, on top of the document. So if you've got a worksheet and you need them to complete that, but it's a PDF. Normally you can't edit a PDF. You can't type in a PDF, not without some really sophisticated and highly annoying software. So Kami, while it's not completely free, it is a very nice option that makes completing assignments using PDFs so much easier. So much easier. So when I'm finished with my little assignment, you see there's a turn in button here. So I'm going to click on turn in. Okay, and you can rename this if you like. Actually, no, it won't let you rename it. Click on turn in again, and it's linked to your Google Drive. It's going to take me right back to Google Classroom so that I can turn it in there, because remember, you got to turn it in Google Classroom. Okay, and now my teacher can see that I've done that. If I go back over to what the teacher sees, I'm going to look at that coloring sheet. And view assignment. I can see that one student has turned that in. I can click on that. takes it a second to load, but you can see the changes. I got scared for a second. I thought, oh my gosh, it didn't save my changes, but it did. So I can see what that student did, and I can give them a grade. Okay. And if I want to comment, lovely work, Tiffany. Okay. And post that grade. Voila.